Hello, loves. So I got some requests from our team to create a video on what to do when you have a builder, how to get builders, all that stuff. Because I know when I was first starting off, we get really excited when anybody's interested in the possibility of doing the business or even sharing, but then your limiting beliefs hit and you're like, oh crap, I actually have somebody interested. Now what do I do? At least I thought was for me. So I wanted to put together some resources for you guys just to help you take those baby steps. And I promise once you do this a couple times, it's not scary anymore. It's just really exciting. And you always have your upline to lean on for support. So don't be afraid to reach up and ask us to join you on calls and, just hold your hand through this till you become an expert yourself. All right. So first thing is to offer the opportunity. So often I find people are teaching classes or talking to people about oils, but they're not sharing the business opportunity. And that is the most important thing, is to plant those seeds. Don't ever make assumptions. Don't think, oh, this person doesn't have the money, doesn't have the time, has too much going on with their health, with their kids, blah, blah, blah. We can always come up with excuses. But I promise when somebody is ready for change, whether it's with their health or with their finances or time freedom that they're looking for, they will find a way. When I first started doing this, I was working 3 to 4 part-time jobs and doing my Doterra business on the side. And what I was doing to pay the bills was completely draining me. And I realized my true passion was with doTERRA. And if I poured my time and energy into that, then I could have more of that time and financial freedom that I had always dreamed of. So don't make assumptions, offer the opportunity to everybody. That's why at the end of all of our classes, not just the basics class, you always want to offer the opportunity for them to learn more about sharing or building and doing the business, right? So my next advice is don't always take everybody's word for it. A lot of times people will say, oh yeah, I want to do that. And we get all excited and we, may start pouring our time and energy into that person before really testing them and making sure that they actually are a committed and capable builder. What does that mean? You hear that a lot, committed and capable. So committed is somebody who actually does what they say they're going to do. They show up for things. They keep, they do what they say. Their word, that they have actions that are showing that what they're saying they're going to do. So we do have to test people. And what we're going to talk about today is going to kind of give you some steps on how to do that. And capable means somebody who's able to teach a class, somebody who's able to enroll people. Because a lot of times we have people who fall into the category more of sharers, and that means that they're either committed or capable, but they're not really both. And that's totally okay. I love my sharers. They have helped me grow my business more than anybody. Like, sharers are awesome. So first, look in your organization and see, who's on LRP, who's ordering consistently, who's placing big orders and clearly loves their oils. Those are the people that you want to go back to. If you haven't yet, recently, re-invite them to look at the business opportunity. And not everybody is going to want to do the business and be a builder, but a lot of people, when you explain to them what it entails to be a sharer, they're like, oh yeah, I can do that. I can invite people to classes. I can host some classes in person or online, and you can do all the teaching and I can benefit from that. You do want to have some sort of rewards program in place for your sharers. I've posted a flyer in our Essential Oneness tribe that you're welcome to use. If you look in the file section, you can find that. I believe it's hostess rewards, something like that. And you can use that. You can make your own, whatever. Everybody has their own incentives for people. You can offer free product, diffusers. Cash always works great, right? So, and maybe you're just starting off in your business and you're like, I can't afford to give people cash. You invest in your business, it will come back to you. Multiply it. So that's why we have the awesome fast start bonus. Anytime you're enrolling people, you're automatically getting a big chunk of that enrollment. And then for the next 60 days, you're still getting a big chunk of that, right? So use your fast start bonus to invest in your business. So when I have people who are willing to host a class, if they, if they're not really going for product or diffusers, I give them cash. I say, hey, anybody that you get to come to this class, if they get started with their own enrollment kit, I'm going to give you 10% of whatever they spend. That's awesome. So let's say somebody spends $100, that person who hosted the class is going to get $10 from that. So money talks. People like money. That can often be the most effective incentive for inviting people to host. And we've got awesome scripts in the Essential Oneness Tribe group, tech split scripts that you can use to invite people to host. So yeah, so I went on a little tangent there about, people who fall into the sharing category, but let's get back to people who we want to do the business with us. And I'm going to share my screen here because there is a really cool resource that Bailey King shared with us from the last leadership. And this is a 7-step business inviting script. So this is adapted from GoPro by Eric War. I'm not really sure how to pronounce his last name. If you haven't yet read that book, it's amazing. I believe you can even get it on audio version if you prefer that. So first, go ahead, bust out a piece of paper and write down 10 people you'd like to do this business with or get referrals from. So people I like to do business with are people that I love and adore. I love their energy. They have the qualities like the avatar of, certain business partners that I'm looking for. And these could be people that have skills that you don't have, right? We all have our own special skills. So if there's somebody that that maybe is really good with social media, who's an influencer, somebody who just has a lot of connections, like they know everybody and they're always getting together with people. Somebody that is just really passionate about health and wellness. Maybe this is somebody that you're actually afraid to ask. Those are the best people to ask. We call this your chicken list. So I encourage you not just to write down people's names who, look up to you. Write down the people who you look up to. Those are going to be the people you really want to link arms with and run with in this business. So like be brave, write down your chicken list, names, and then of course go, like I said, back to your back office and look at who your best customers are, because those are going to be, if not only great builders, but they're going to be at least people to get referrals from. And once you have your list, you can prime yourself for this call because you kind of like pump yourself up. And I love this video by Tony Robbins. The link is here on this worksheet. And again, I will post this 7-step recruiting script in the Essential Oneness Tribe. So if you're watching this recording, you're like, where do I get this document? It's in there. Just go to files and search 7-step recruiting script. All right, then the next step is to get them on a call. So sometimes I text and say, I've got something to run by them. Do they have 5 minutes for me to call? Sometimes I just call first. If they don't answer, then I'll text and say, hey, call me back. I've got something I want to run by you. So you want to keep everything short and sweet, right? People are really busy. They don't have a lot of time. And if they feel like you're going to get them on a phone call for an hour, they're probably not going to be into it. But if you're like, hey, I just got quick something I want to run by you, when's a good time for me to call? So second tip, and this is one of Eric's tips, and it really, really works, is be in a hurry. And I know that's kind of like, what? Like you want to make it sound like you don't have a lot of time for them, but this way they know like you're not going to have them on the phone for an hour, right? So you can say something like, I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important that I reach out to you. Or I have a million things going on, but I'm really glad I caught you. Do you have 5 seconds or 5 minutes, right? Then the next thing is compliment them. So you want this to be an authentic compliment, right? So I love to choose something. You can choose one of these or create your own compliment, but these can be really effective. I've been wildly successful and you've been wildly successful and I've always respected how you've done business. Or you've always been so supportive of me and I really appreciate that so much. Or you're one of the most connected people I know, and I've always admired that about you. Or you're one of the most positive and energetic people I've ever met. Or you're one of the most health conscious, technology savvy, fashion or beauty conscious, wellness minded, financially intelligent, whatever they are, people I know, and I've always respected them about you. So you see how it's really important to be authentic in that compliment. You want to identify what you love about that person and then tell them why you love them. Then the next part is to make the invitation. So again, choose one of these, whatever feels right for you, whatever you feel the person will receive best. You can say, I'm launching a new business and I really want you to take a look at it. And if you've been doing this for a while and you're doing a relaunch, that's okay. Hey, I'm relaunching my business, right? So this is good for newbies and people who've been doing it for a while. You can also say, if I told you there was a way to increase your cash flow without jeopardizing what you're doing right now, would you be interested? Now, I like to use that second one for people who are like a coach themselves, or maybe they have like they're a physical therapist or in the massage industry, things like that, because you want to show them how they can tie it into their current passion. So you're not asking them to like totally do something completely new. You're showing them how they can up level their current passion and business to create another secondary stream of income, right? Or maybe this third option works best. When I thought of quality people that I'd really enjoy working with, I thought of you. Would you be open to hearing what I'm doing? Or maybe, as you know, I've been, and then insert your occupation, but because of, then out of some negative factors, maybe this pandemic or whatever, I've decided to diversify my income. After considering my options, I've identified the very best way to make it happen. Or maybe this last one. Who do you know that's hit a wall with their business and might be looking for a way to diversify their income? And this is, I love this one because a lot of times if you ask people like, hey, do you know? Or, this may or may not be you, but I've been looking for somebody in your area or in your profession, blah, 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 that I can link arms with and run with my business. Like, who do you know that might fit that category? A lot of times people are like, me, I am, but you're not putting on the pressure on them for them to be that person, right? So once you've made the invitation, then we move on to if I were you. So, or if I would you? So the first option for this is saying, if I gave you a link to an 8-minute online presentation that explained everything about my business, would you watch it? So you're asking them, this is a like permission-based question, right? Would you watch this? If they say no, they won't review it, and thank them for the time and just move on. Don't take it personally. It's not for them at this time, right? And I'll tell you guys, I've had many people throughout the years of me showing up consistently, they suddenly are like interested. So it's not always just like when we're inviting people to learn about the oils, it's not a no forever, it's a no for right now. So just move on. It's okay. Move on to the next person. Don't pour your energy and get dragged down by that. Move on. Also, you want to review steps 1 to 3 to see what you could have done better. So there's always room for improvement. Don't be hard on yourself. It's just information, ways for us to improve. But if they say no, do not give that link to them, right? They're not interested right now, and that's okay. But if they say yes, then you want to get a time commitment. So when do you think you could watch the 8-minute recording for sure? If they tell you they'll watch the recording on Tuesday night, then your response should be something like, so if I called you Wednesday morning, then you'll have seen it for sure, right? So they've already said that they'll watch it. They've given you a time when they will watch it by, and then you are reconfirming. So if I reach out to you at this time, you'll have watched it, right? And you get another yes. Then you're going to set a follow-up time. So what's the best time for me to call you on whatever that day is? Now they've said yes at least 4 times, and the chances that they'll follow through has been increased from less than 10% to over 80%. This works, guys. All right. Now, important, put this appointment in a place you won't forget. I like to put it in my phone and in my dough planner, but don't forget about that appointment. Then get off the phone. Remember, you're in a hurry, right? So the best thing to say is something like, great, we'll talk then. I'll send you that link right now. Gotta run. And just text them the link. And this is going to be the link to your business overview recording. There's a link at the bottom of this script that has the recording on here. Okay, so you don't have to create the video. It's already done. It's awesome. Don't even try to recreate it because it's really good. So everything you need is on this script here. All right, so you get off the phone, you send them the link, you've already confirmed they're going to watch it, and you have your check-in time and when you can check back in with them. All right, so this is the script for the check-in appointment. And I'm going to go over first, if you're a new builder. If you're a new builder, you really want to have 2 open times from your oil mentor. So ask your upline, hey, I've been talking to this person about building. They said they're going to watch the 8-minute overview video. 1 or 2 times that you have available to help me out with this, because we want to be on this call to help guide it. And if you've been doing this for a while, you can do it on your own, but this is just for newbies. So for example, let's say our person's name is Sarah. Hey, Sarah, did you have a chance to view the webinar I sent you? What did you like best? On a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 meaning you have 0 interest and 10 being you're ready to get started right now, where are you? So again, you see how important that is to kind of like check in and gauge where they're at, because they may be more of a share, they may not at all be interested, or they may be like chomping at the bit, and this is the person you really need to love on. Awesome, I'm so glad you liked it. So since I'm just getting started, I'd love to invite you to chat with my mentor, Casey or Missy or whatever. She's been helping people start their doTERRA business for blank years and knows a ton. So both me and Missy and I have been doing this since like 2015. So I don't know what year you're watching this recording, but we've been doing it a while. All right, so Casey's super busy, but I know I would get a call with her. But I know I could get a call with her for 20 minutes. She's amazing and she'll answer all your questions. And since she has so much more experience than me, she can more easily help to help you see if it's a good fit for you to get started with doTERRA. She has blank time or blank time available. Which one works best for you? Great, I'll get us on her schedule and we'll call you at the time you just picked. And then you want to confirm that appointment with your mentor after the call. So you may have noticed how I kind of like edified your upline. So we're not fishing for compliments here, but it's important that you let that person know how awesome your upline is so that they value that time with them, right? They appreciate getting on that call. So they're way less likely to blow you off if they know how valuable time is with your mentor. So that's why you kind of like talk them up a bit and then, get that commitment from them. All right, so the next is going to be a 3-way call with your upline. And this is where you introduce your prospect, the person that you're prospecting for business, and your oil mentor, either me or Missy. You edify, again, your mentor. So you're going to say, how much you love us, how awesome we are at mentoring, blah, blah, blah. And then here's the most important part, guys. Be quiet. This is not the call for us to do the talking. The whole goal of this 3-way call is for them to do the talking, for them to do the dreaming. Okay. And Missy and I have done many 3-way calls. We love these. This is actually one of my favorite calls to do with people. So it's a lot of fun and you're going to become an expert at it too. But for the first couple, get us to be on there with you. All right. And for those of you who have been doing it for a while, maybe you're a seasoned builder, this is the alternate to that. So this is the script for the check-in appointment if you've already been a seasoned builder. Hey, Sarah, did you have a chance to view the webinar I sent you? What did you like best on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 meaning you have 0 interest and 10 being you're ready to get started right now? Where are you? So based on what you just seen, if you were to get started with doTERRA on a part-time basis, approximately how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? All right, so approximately how many hours could you commit each week to develop that kind of income? How many months would you work in those kind of hours to develop that kind of income? If I could show you how to develop an income of, and then insert the question and the answer to number question 2 per month, working blank hours per week over the course of blank months, would you be ready to get started? All right, so again, this is the stuff that we do on that 3-way call. So if you're just starting out, you don't need to ask these questions. That's what we're going to handle. But the link here for the 8-minute overview is on. So awesome. So you've got them to commit to watching the 8-minute overview. You have made the invitation, gotten that time commitment. You've got that follow-up time. You've gotten off the phone. You've done the check-in appointment. All right. So now what? da, 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 da. No. No, so there are lots of resources out there, guys. And honestly, it can be a little overwhelming, but doTERRA has some really great guides available to you. And I do like to use doTERRA guides because you can duplicate this business, right? They're beautifully done, and people always have access to them. But there's lots of other resources out there that other leaders have created. So if you find something that, that you prefer, awesome. But I'm going to show you what I've been using lately. What I love is the business building guide. There is also the business building course, which they work together. And the course is available to anybody who's a wellness advocate. So you can tell people, hey, we have an online course for this as well that you could do at your own pace. And once you upgrade to a wellness advocate, it becomes free to you. So how do you find the guide? And I do recommend having the guide, like a paper version of it. Can download this for free, or they can download it. Maybe they'll want to do that while they're waiting for it to arrive. But there's this beautifully printed booklet that you can buy from doTERRA. I believe it's $10. Or you can buy them in bulk. And this is a really cool gift to give to your new builders. Once you've had that builder prospect call with your upline and we're like, okay, this person's definitely builder material, then it would be nice to gift them this, or you can just show them where to find it. So I'm going to show you how to find it. You just Google business building guide, and the first link here, click it and it pops up. And from there, it's going to, whoops, I must have clicked on something. Okay. It gives you the option to either download. They have it in Spanish. You can buy it right there, add it to your cart. You can buy the 10-pack, 20-pack, whatever. So just so you can see better, rather than using my paper copy, I'm going to show you the downloaded version. And this is what I like to use to help people launch their business. So definitely make sure that they're taking the online course, because the course has lots of videos and stuff. And people who are really ready, like chomping at the bit to do business, they're going to tear through this guide. But definitely set up at least once a week call with this person, and you're going to just help them step through the process of starting their own business. And this guide has everything. It has scripts. It's amazing. So I like to kind of talk about the pipeline. We're all familiar about that story of the guy who was first trading hours for dollars, and that story, like the guy who built the water spigot for his town. And this guide kind of steps through preparing, inviting, presenting, enrolling, and support, and all of the resources that we have that go with each of those steps. So pictured under each of these, prepare, invite, present, there are the resources that doTERRA has, and all of these are available on the Empowered Success section in doTERRA. So if you go to doterra.com and at the top you search Empowered Success, you can get all of these guides available to you. And of course the business building course. All right, so I love this. On page 8 of the business building guide, it literally steps you through the 5 steps to success. So getting started, what you need to do to prepare. They need to complete the setup checklist and reach out to your upline mentor with questions, and it actually shows you what page this is on. I mean, it's like so user-friendly. It's awesome. Then we want to set goals, create the names list, have a strategy session with your upline. So have them, this is kind of a good way to test them. Like if you have somebody first starting out, have them do this prepare section. And then when you get on your weekly call with them, see what they actually did. So if they didn't do anything, they're not building material. If they, did a little bit of it, maybe they're better suited as a sharer. And but if they're like tearing through it, and maybe you're already going on to the other sections, and this is a person like you really need to pay attention to, love on, support as much as you can. So I'm not going to go through this whole guide or anything because it's amazing and I don't need to. It literally steps you through everything. But this, you can see like how perfect it is for somebody brand new. It literally shows them like how to log in, make sure they've got their LRP at 100 LRP, so that they are actually getting commissions. They can write down their weekly strategy session time with you. You can put in our team calls, when we do our monthly team calls, the name of the Essential Oneness Tribe Facebook group. You could add the Mighty Networks Builder group on the team website here. So yeah, and then I always recommend that they order a class in a box. So if you're teaching online, you don't really need the class in a box, although it does have a lot of really great resources. But absolutely, if you were teaching in-person classes, order a class in a box. This is like everything you need to be successful at an in-person class. It has samples, it has handouts, it has resources for people who are interested in doing the business, live guides to give to people who get started that day. It has a product guide with everything we have. I love to use the wild orange drams as rewards for people who either bring a friend or get started that day. It's awesome. The little keychains are great to give to people who want to host a class. And you can tell them, hey, for every person that you get to come to your class, I'll fill up a dram of oil and for your keychain. So yeah, hopefully this helps you guys feel a little bit more confident on bringing on new builders. I know it's nerve-wracking. It's like we get so excited, but then we're like, oh, I actually have somebody, what do I do? So now you know what to do. All right, I hope that helps. Of course, if you have any questions and need support, we're here to help. But we are cheering for you. I know you can do this. And yeah, let's link arms and reach our goals together and change the world one drop at a time. Love you guys.